Hey, child, things are gonna get easier. Hey, child, things are gonna get easier. Yes, things are gonna get easier. Yes, child, things are getting easy. Yes, you can. I think I'm way overcomplicating this process, y'all, but somehow it is coming together. It is. Let's get together and we will feel one love, one heart. Let's get together and feel all right. Oh, I like this. Okay, so can I chat back in the chat? Is the question. Ooh, I think I can. I think I can. Come on, ride this train and ride it. We are in Central Standard Time. It is 4:00 where I'm at. And my goodness, I feel like I lived a lifetime today. It was tough. I was like blocking my energy. I was guarding it. I was trying to preserve it and protect it so I can spew a little bit of it onto you today. But it was tough. It was so challenging. Music helped. I was super pumped. I was able to listen to my music in the car while I was driving and cruising along. And so I was like able to channel things in there. That was a big, big helper and a lot of prayer. And I did meditate this morning. So that helped too. Anywho, let's get this party started. Yes, indeed. My name is Ashley Amber. I am the proud host of Sunshine and Bubbles podcast, where I am an amateur podcaster just trying to figure it all out. And that's why I think is relatable to you, right? That's why you're listening and you're like, okay, I can only totally understand this lady. Like, I am her. She is me. And a part of you loves that. And thank you so much for watching and tuning in and hanging in and hanging on with me, because I'm just getting started and it's only going to get better. And that's the story of our lives. And I love it so much. And that's why I keep doing it. And I was just talking with my husband last night and, trying to like explain the vision. Not that I needed to, but I feel like I'm just the kind of person that has to articulate the message, and then that helps me kind of conceptualize it and like hones it in. It's kind of like drawing out the answers for myself. And once you put it out there in the universe, you're like, yes, that all makes sense. So anyways, I was explaining the vision or the message to Danny for Sunshine and Bubbles. And I was like, I just feel like all the signs are pointing to yes, like with my degree in communications, with my degree in herbalism, with my integrative cannabis and psilocybin specialist training that I received through American Colleges of Healthcare Sciences. It's just, I feel so inclined to share. And I just have to thank God so much for allowing me this opportunity to figure it out on my own solo during winter time, because Lord knows when the springtime comes, I am outside planting like a wild lady, and there is no place that I'd rather be than out in the sun. And then I'm so excited because the content is just so, it's going to be dripping and oozing off this farm because we have freshness to work with. It's fresh herbs and fresh plants and the seasonality component. But I'm really embracing where I'm at right now, is what I'm trying to say, of getting the opportunity to figure this out in the wintertime. And Lord knows we all Miss Kelly Sunshine. She was my co-host and on here with me, my ride or die bestie for the whole first, I don't know, what was it, 20 episodes on here. I'm still sharing those and kind of going through sharing what her and I have recorded together. And it just makes me laugh and giggle the whole time because we were so good. We were so silly and so goofy together and such good synergy. But then life happens. Life sure does happens. And I don't know if I ever truly like addressed what happened to Kelly Sunshine. I think a part of me was like deep down, I was wanting Kelly to come back on the show, at least for like an episode, and be like, hey guys, like I'm still alive and I'm well and I'm thriving and surviving, and, kind of speak for herself as to what her experience was and what she went through. But I honestly have a lot of people asking about her. There is not a day that goes by in my life where I'm out in the public or out, in intermingling with my community, where people don't ask about Sunshines. She is the sunshine and sunshine and bubbles. She is the co-founder to this whole podcast idea, or maybe she was just saying yes to one of my crazy ideas. And I love her for that. But I did just kind of want to let everyone know out there who knows and cares that Sunshine is doing very well. She is adapting to her new situation, in which, to give you the backstory on that, her mother, sweet Mama Carol, has really bad dementia. And I don't know how many people out there have ever had a personal encounter with someone with dementia or Alzheimer's is similar, or has had a family member that has been affected by this mental disease. It's so sad to think about, like people actually losing their mind as they get older and elderly, but that's just what happens. But Mama Carol is an inspiration to me. Every time I have interacted with her, she is so positive. She is so happy. And she's truly living in the moment. It's just like, she's like, kind of comes full circle. Like, she's like a kid again. Like, oh, really? What? Yes. And I haven't spent long lengths of time with her. And I can see where that's where some of the frustrations might come in, because you're answering the same questions over and over. And she needs constant supervision because, she could forget that she turned the stove on or left this open or didn't close that, or I don't even know the multitude of it. I've been giving Sunshine her space to figure this all out with her mother. So I haven't got like the full rundown, in which I'm like, am I a bad friend? Like I just don't want to be like sweating her. Like, Sunshine, what's going on? Do you need, like, she knows I'm here. She knows I love her. I send her support and encouragement from afar. We text quite often, but I haven't been able to really sit down with her face to face and give her a big hug in a long time. Long time. And I feel like the one time that I did see her, it was so hurried and we were both on a mission and she had to go this way and I had to go that way. And we're like, okay, meet you there. But anyways, Sunshine's mother has dementia really, really bad. She was being cared for by her significant other, and they lived together. And her son, her adult son, who was in his 20s, and he lived on the scene with Ken and Carol and kind of looked after them and made sure that all was well from evening to evening, just another adult presence to make sure everything was running smooth for sweet Mama Carol. But Ken actually was having some health complications of his own, and he passed away rather suddenly. Actually, I was like, it was kinda crazy how I remember it, and like I said, I'd love to have Sunshine on come on here and relay her experience, and maybe we could compare the 2, but from my perspective, it was crazy because we were working in the office here at the farm, like, literally the day before Ken passed away, and, and unknowingly, we did not know he was gonna pass away, and she had made the conscious decision. It has been something that was heavy on her heart for a really long time, and of how to best care for her mother, as she was kind of seeing, her son's a young man. He's got his own things going on. Ken's declining in his health, and Mama Carol, she just needed some extra loving. And it was heavy on Kelly's heart. She really wanted to be that person for her mom and made sure that she was in the best care possible. So she was praying to God of like, how can we connect all the dots? How can I make this happen? What is gonna happen? Just wanting to know all the answers to all the questions, but ultimately surrendering that it's is his plan and trying to do her best at doing that. I know it's easier said than done. So literally the day before Ken passed, she was like, Ashley, I'm moving in with my mother. It's just gotten to that point. Even if Ken isn't so receptive on having me and my daughters move in, that's is what I'm going to do. Like, she came to the point of like, I need to care for my mom. I need to be there with her. I'm moving in and we'll figure it out as we go. Literally the next day, Ken passed away. And it was like kind of crazy because Ken was a little bit of a hindrance for her family to move in. They're elderly, stuck in their ways. And anyways, I won't get too much into that. But that was kind of like the green light to be able to move in with her mother and give her the full-time care that she needed with her having severe dementia. And so that's exactly what she did. It kind of happened quickly. They figured out she has 3 daughters and she figured out their school situations. They had to move schools and when that would be the best time to be able to do that. for a seamless integration of them in their new school system and exiting out of their old one. It was really hard on the girls. They had friends and, established relationships and in different programs there and with different people. It's never easy to make that move, but they did. And Sunshine literally went with working with me full time here to not. She literally needed to be with her mom, night and day from what my understanding is, and wasn't able to work with me anymore. So the sacrifice that sweet Sunshine made for her family in order to ensure the best care for her mother has just been so admirable. I really hope and pray that when I get to be of that age, that my daughter would just drop everything and come and love on me too. That would be the dream, the wish. And Mama Carol is just so lucky because Kelly Sunshine is the sweetest angel with the biggest heart. And of course she would do that. She's Kelly Sunshine. My goodness. That girl has got a heart of gold. And honestly, her prayers were answered. I mean, God made it easy for her to decide that this was the sign, this was the signal, this was the green light to be able to go and move in with her mother and make that change for her family. But it's been tough, and there's been a lot of like bumps along the road and things that they're overcoming together. But I think Sunshine is in a really good space at this point. Um, I have the utmost privilege of being able to go on a girls' trip with her and my other bestie, Miss Dragonfly Princess. Rachel, and I get to bring my mama bear to Cancun, Mexico, también as well. I mean, come on, how lucky is that? So I just have to smile so much and how another testimony to how awesome our God is, because it's giving Sunshine the necessary reprieve that she needs to be able to retain some of her identity as a person outside of her caretaker role that she has dived into. And it gives me an opportunity to thank Pretty Rachel for helping me at the farmers markets and spend some quality family time. And I looked at the girls. It was originally supposed to be Kelly, Rachel, and I. And I'm like, hey, you guys, I just really want to bring my mom. Would you mind if I brought Mama Cheryl with me to Cancun? Because knows that lady needs a vacation. She has been working 6 days a week for weeks on end, sometimes 7 days a week, filling in for me when I take off on Fridays. So she is a workhorse and she needs a break. So just the fact that we're going for 5 days, we leave actually in a couple days, and I'm not packed or anything. I'm just going to pack probably the night before. Hey, it's a short trip, short in and out. I just need some bathing suits and a couple dresses, right? Pack light, less is more. But I'm so excited for this opportunity to kind of reconnect with Sunshine, spend some quality time with my sister Rich, and make some more beautiful memories with my mother. Because you never know. You never know. And I looked at my friends and I said, girls, I just know I will never regret bringing my mom. Looking back at this, I mean, geez, you just that quality time, and it's like is showing with Ken and how fast he went. Like, you just never know when it's your time. It is your time, and that is all in the good Lord's hand. And I am not afraid, because I know when I go, it is gonna be. I don't even need to know when I go or how I go, but I just trust. I'm trusting. I'm trusting that my heart will be warranted in his eyes, and he'll keep me around for a little while, because I got a lot of work and a lot of loving and sharing and light spreading to do. But if it's not, that's okay too. We'll meet you in the next life. So wonderful. Vacation is happening, y'all. Arriba, arriba, andale, andale. Arriba to Cancun we go. How many people have been to Cancun? What do you love most? I love Mexico. It's so much fun. It's a short flight. It's in and out. It's service oriented. Hopefully the weather is beautiful and sunshiny. I will get my tan on. They have a hydro spa there that I absolutely love and take advantage of, all the water, and take some nice walks on the beach. We'll get some really good sunsets there. Or is it sunrises? Sunsets there. Either way, we're going to keep up with the sun. And we're there over the full moon, which is kind of wild to think, to be with my moon sisters over the full moon. So we're just going to be howling at the moonlight and having so much fun and hopefully just feeling really light and blessed and with huge grateful hearts and just kind of fill up our cups with each other because you have to take that time for sisterhood. It is so important. So these chains are bonded and unstoppable together. And I'm excited to see what we're going to percolate with our energy all being connected in this sacred space. Kudos to us. I know that y'all miss Sunshine. I do too. But know that she is just a message or a phone call away. Can always reach out. The lines of communication are always open. She might not get back to you right away. Forgive her. She is a busy lady, but I know she would love any support or words of encouragement because, geez, I couldn't imagine kind of what she's walking through right now in the experience. And my heart goes out to her and her family for being the brave, bold, and courageous people who will step up and take care of their family from generation to generation. And I just really have to smile fondly on that as well when I think of her daughters, witnessing her being that light and caretaker for her mother and what they are going to take away from this in the long run. And you best believe that Kelly Sunshine will be well provided for because her daughters have witnessed it. They walked with her through it and they're learning from their elders' behavior. So I feel like that it's just such an emboldening thing to be able to go on in this way and trudge forward and show the youth that we can be strong and with the power of prayer and with little faith and grace and mercy, this too shall pass. And we are the chosen ones. We get to do these things. What a wonderful opportunity that Kelly was able to do those things and be that person for her mom and for her children. And how cool that she gets to live with all of her children under one roof. Like, come on. I do think she prayed for that. She was like, wow, like that's a mother's dream, right? To have all your little chickadees in the same nest. I know when I first had kids, I was kind of like, yes, and when they're 18, geez, I'll have freedom. But now I'm like, that's coming up quicker than you want it to. Why don't you stay for a little while? Okay, I digress. Okay, well, I just wanted to give you an update on Sunshine because she was a huge part of this show and a huge part of my heart. And I just love her to pieces. Wishing you all the best, sweet Kelly Sunshine. If you're out there watching this, I know that you are still a big supporter and a fan, and maybe one day come back on the show and share your experience. I hope I did it justice, and I hope I'm not, talking about anything too personal to you. Maybe I should have asked your permission if I could share. But honestly, I don't think I said anything that you wouldn't have shared and got off your chest any regardless. So I can't wait to spend some time with you. Let's go. Vámonos. Arriba, arriba, andale. So speaking on the topic of family and last week's session, my mind was pretty blown last night when I looked up the human design for my family. Oh my goodness, it was spot on. It was accurate. There was no denying it. So wild and crazy true. So I challenged everyone last week to look up your human design. And in order to do that, you need to know, obviously, the date you were born, but the exact time. And I don't believe they need location for this. There's some readings where you need to know where you were born. Most people know that off the top of their head, but your birth time is a little more tricky to get a hold of. I know that my birth time was on my birth certificate, but I looked at my kids and it wasn't. Or was that my marriage certificate? No, I'm pretty sure it was a birth certificate. I hope they still put the time on there. Don't quote me on that one. I was able to retrieve their information anyways for my kids. And I actually put it in to Google Gemini AI. And I was like, what is my human design? My kids' human design. Be careful with that because I knew that I was a projector because I got a professional reading done that I talked about in last week's episode. But it had mislabeled me. It said that I was a manifesting generator. And I was like, hold up, wait a minute. I'm a projector. What's the deal? And when I said that back to Gemini, she was like, oh, yes, you're right. Upon looking into this further, indeed, you are a projector. So that just goes to show that you cannot trust fully and rely on AI, and you need to do your own fact checking and your own research and maybe use alternative sources and culminate the information. And I know gets a little confusing, and that's why there's professionals out there if you're really interested to get a professional reading to make sure that it's done right. But just to kind of let you know that there is room for error in this. But honestly, it all really resonated with the family, and it was so much fun to share with them what we were finding out about their human design and how we relate to each other and how we communicate and how it's already written in the stars. Is pretty wild. I was reading out loud to Danny, him, and he is the quintessential manifesting generator. I always say, you want something done? Yeah, yes, Danny. He just gets it done. He literally is the battery pack of our entire family. He is so charged up and ready to go. And that's just like where his mentality is. Like he just is like a kind of a get her done kind of attitude. Just keep going, 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 which I love that about him. I will never take that for granted because I know when I do want something done, I know exactly who to go to and he just makes it happen. But the whole reading of him, I read it out loud to him and he just had a big smile on his face because he was like, uh-huh. Uh-huh. Also very true. Also very true. And I'm like, wow. But he is really outnumbered because both Nixon and Nevaeh, my two children, are both projectors as well. So he is outnumbered 3-1. He is the only manifesting generator in our household amongst three projectors. And projectors are kind of like the lighthouses. Like we're supposed to help guide people to do things, but we're not supposed to be the actually ones to do it. So we don't do good when he like hurries us along and is like, let's go, let's get her done, let's do it. And so it's kind of crazy that, he's amongst all of us wild ones because he's just got to be mindful of how he communicates. And in there, it gave communication strategies on how to talk with projectors. Like instead of being told what to do and be like a direct command, so to speak, it's supposed to be like, hey, would you mind? I really need to get this done. Would you mind helping me? And it's just, they would be like, yeah, because that we love to be invited. We accept the invitation to be able to get it done. So I feel like that really kind of made sense to me. And seeing it black and white and on paper, it was just kind of like, oh my goodness, wow. Like it all just really starts to make sense. Also, explaining my children, it was amazing to read about them. Actually even sent it to my daughter, Nevaeh, and I was like, does this resonate with you at all? And she's like, oh my gosh, yes, it does, mom. Like it totally makes sense. And it really picked up on a lot of things about her. And I feel like her reading it too is really eye opening to be able to kind of connect with this human design with their sweet little minds. And I feel like it's sweet because they have such open minds and they're really receptive to all of this information. And for her to be like, yeah, mom, this really does make sense. So we did a deep dive last night into this, and it was like right kind of over dinner time. And it's crazy, like, how we amplify each other's moods and we can really take away from each other's moods, how we can support one another, in life and circumstances, and, I just thought it was really cool because it connected all of us as a family. So I put it all, like, kind of on one thread, and I was like, all of us had our different types, but, it as I explained last week, there's different, um there's different chakras, different circulatory systems, different awareness centers. So it really just depends. Everyone's different. No, none of our human designs will ever be the same. Danny's like, can there be two people with the same human design? Well, I'm like, well, I guess if you had the same person born on the same date in the same time in the same place, then yes, like there might be someone out there that has your same human design. But it really is fascinating to me how everyone is so different. And then I guess I just really wanted to kind of mention about, challenging people that have looked into the human design for themselves to then kind of interplay with their environment as well and their loved ones and how they interact with them. Because I feel like once you start take a step outside of yourself and doing a deep dive in with other people, it's really eye opening. And again, plays to the testimony that it is a tool. And is it the Bible? No. Is it the end all be all? Absolutely not. Are you supposed to like be hanging on every single word of the human design? Absolutely not. Is not what I'm saying. I just really look at it as a fun tool to use to again understand how to drive your Ferrari and not drive the tractor. So I feel like it was a lot of fun to kind of compare and contrast and then chat about it with ourselves as a family and then kind of like think on it too of like how to best show up in this world, how to best be of service, how to best share your gifts inside your household and beyond. And it's kind of utilizing these different tools and theories of thought and mechanisms to be able to understand yourself a little bit more and how God made you so you can best shine your light and be of service in this world because that's what he's asking. That's what he's asking. Be fishers of men, get out there and tell the good news. And if you know your gifts and what you're working with, then it's going to be a lot easier for you, and you don't have to go through so many hurdles and in humps. But anyways, check it out. Not only for you, but for your families and friends too. I'm actually gonna. This popped in a really good idea into my head. I'm actually gonna text the group of girls that we're going on vacation with Kelly, Rachel, and my mom and tell them to know their exact time that they were born. And maybe one night, after dinner while we're sitting around a fire, or I don't know what we'll be doing, we can kind of giggle and laugh and compare each other's charts as well and see what resonates, what doesn't, what you want to carry with you and what you want to leave behind. It's probably a good full moon exercise. Yes, I do declare that would be fun. How about it, girls? Let's go. Also, I wanted to extend that to other people out there as well, that if you feel so called and if it is in your heart to ask for help, I'm here for you. I would love to be able, if you tell me your information, I would love to be able to help guide you through what it is that your human design is saying. I'm an expert by no means, but it is more fun with a friend. It is more fun when it is shared. So if you're kind of like, hey, I'm in a space where I really can't talk about this with, people that are closest to me, or I feel uncomfortable at this point in my life, that's totally fine. I'm going to meet you where you're at, as the good Lord always does. And I would love to be able to share the experience with you and kind of take that walk and hold your hand. I think it'd be fun. I get a kick out of this stuff. I again don't take it too seriously, but it is a lot of fun and kind of just puts things in perspective for you. So if you need some help, I'm here for you. I'm your girl. You let me know. Holla, holla, holla. Okay. All right. As I go to two different churches, I go to New Life. If you didn't make it to church last week, you missed out. It was some humdinger bangers up at the worship squad up on stage. I just love the songs. I love singing his praises. And Danny was like, "You really get into it, Ashley." I know I do. But it's not for me and it's not for you. It's all for his glory. So you darn tootin' I do, okay? Anywho, at the other church I go to, Kettlebrook, which does live streaming, they are going through the book of Revelations. And so that's kind of where it's at the end of the Bible in the New Testament. And that's where I was kind of picking up and reading and following along with Kettlebrook as they explained all of this mysticism and madness inside of the end is near. And I finished going through that again, and I'm going to revisit because every time I do, something new comes to light. But I just wanted to share with you guys the epilogue or the invitation and warning. I'm going to read this. Can you dig it? Let's go. Look, I am coming soon. God says, my reward is with me, and I will give to each person according to what they have done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Blessed are those who wash their robes, that they may have the right to the tree of life and may go through the gates into the city. Outside are the dogs, those who practice magic arts and sexually immoral, and the murderers, the adulterers, and everyone who loves and practices falsehood. I, Jesus, have sent my angel to give you this testimony for the churches. I am the root and the offspring of David and the bright morning star. The Spirit and the bride say, and let the one who hears say, come. And let the one who is thirsty come. And let the one who wishes Take the free gift of the water of life. The well will never run dry. It runs deep and it is so giving. Literally, he is the water of life. And the more you drink, the more you will be satisfied. And if you don't drink the water of life, you will just be a dehydrated, shriveled up piece of a soul. Just kidding. Always meeting you where you're at. But he says, yes, I'm coming soon. Amen. Come, Lord Jesus. And as I finished this last piece in Revelation, wouldn't you know, I got a text message announcing the concert of Cece Winans. And she is a powerful voice in the Christian music community. And when I first heard this song, literally went to tears, happy tears. I was crying. It was just streaming down. I was just overcome with emotion. And that's what her music did to me. I'm going to try to play it on here, just like the shortest little snippet, but I really want y'all to check this beautiful angel out. She is absolutely amazing. And it was this song. It's pretty wild. But when you heard the song, tears, emotional, overtaking, maybe she hit me at the right song and said exactly what I needed to hear. But oh, yes. And I aspire to sing like her one day. I don't know if I ever will, but it'd be pretty amazing if I did. Jesus, come, let today be the day. I just wanted to share a little snippet from the beautiful angel with you. Come, Jesus, come. It was just kind of blew my mind yet again that it would be that song when I finished Revelations and it was saying, come, Jesus, come. And I again was like, what? So what did I do? I went and bought 3 tickets and I'm going at the end of April. Who's coming with me? If you do want to get tickets to CC Wilson's, I highly recommend to do it quick because it's for sure going to be a sold out show. She is very inspirational, motivational, and encouraging to a lot of Christians out there, which went me down the rabbit hole of like Christian music. And I also discovered some wonderful like hip hop music that was all about Christianity and Jesus. And I was like, wow, like from like pop to the blues to rock and roll to the jazz to hip hop and everything in between. There is all kinds of Christian music spreading the good message. And I aspire to be one of those artists one day. I'm planting that seed in the universe. I'm going to write and record my own Christian music because that is in my heart. I'm so attracted to music and it's such a great way to get the message. And it ain't going to be tomorrow, maybe probably not even the next. But these are goals down the road and I'm going to take it one step at a time. But I just love the accessibility of this Christian music. And I really just have to like urge people to really pay attention to what they're listening to, what they're filling their head with when they're listening to music. Is it about sex, drugs, and rock and roll? Is it about the sin nature? Is it about whiskey? You know, is it about just low vibrational subjects, swearing, profanity, gang, or whatever it is. I mean, there's all kinds of music out there. Maybe it's sad. Maybe it is healing to exactly what you need to hear when you need to hear it. And I do firmly believe that. But I just really urge you, if it ain't Christian music, make sure that you're filling your head with beautiful, positive, empowering things because you are so worthy. You are so capable. You are so worth it. And there's so many different outlets and channels to fill your head with his grace and mercy and his salvation. So if you want to check it out, I can help you guide in that musical direction too. It's called like the Conscious Music Awakening. And I love how they're infusing Jesus into all of that and spreading the sweet message. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. I love it. So thank you so much for enjoying that song with me and listening to the crazy, wild, and cool connections that we're establishing here together, both in the Bible and without. And please, if there is a subject that you want to hear more about, should I talk more about cannabis? Should I talk more about natural healing? Should I talk more about the chakras? Should I talk more about crystals? You let me know. I'm open. I'm open to it all. And I think that it can all be talked about. But if there is something that is on your heart and that you'd like to share, please feel free to drop me a line and connect with me somewhere on these wild ether waves. And if you like what you hear and you were somehow moved and it resonated with you on a soul level, feel free to share with a friend. I wouldn't be mad at you. You know, we're out here and any little bit of encouragement, you guys are all angels out there. And I'm reminded of this every day. So in closing, I want to say a ho'oponopono, which is I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. and with a sweet little prayer of, Dear Lord Jesus, with a grateful heart, I want to say thank you a million times over for being able to be here today, be here now, be here in your presence with your children to further your kingdom work and to glorify you, God, because that's what is in my heart and in my soul is to just be closer to you and strengthen the relationship with you because I have drinking from the well and I am so thirsty and I'm so hungry and I just love to learn more and be connected with the community in this capacity. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wish so many sweet blessings and abundance for everybody listening and for their loved ones as they keep walking in faith, step by step, day by day. We'll lean into you, Lord. Here I pray. Amen. 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 Woo! Here we go. Love you guys. Until next time. This little mama shot it. Go. Love it, need it, gotta have it too. And on here too. Halt. Yeah. Elaborate and listen.